Now, right. So we've done with the contraceptives, we've done with abortion. Now it's mercy killing, euthanasia, ang tawag doon. So the word euthanasia, it's a Greek word referred to as, ibig sabihin nun, good death or easy death, often implying to a peaceful and painless passing. So na naging yung Greek word most of the time inadapt na sa medical science at ginagamit na ngayon yun na normal word euthanasia, but it means mercy killing. Dahil yun nga ang very foundation ng meaning nun is good death or madaling pagkamatay. So euthanasia refers to the practice of intentionally ending a life to relieve pain and suffering. So yun po ang meaning, no? Euthanasia refers to the practice of intentionally ending a life to relieve pain and suffering. It is deeply controversial and ethically complex issue varying wide legal status and societal acceptance around the world. So until what level ang euthanasia acceptable biblically? Tama po bang mga gawin yun? Ang na maawa tayo, na hindi na maghirap yung tao, kaya papatayin na lang natin. And I know some of you gone through that decision na hindi na kaya ng aking mga magulang o mga mahal sa buhay. So it's about time we decide na tapusin na natin ang kanyang buhay. At napakahirap na decision yun kasi papasok dun yun yung mga situation. Yun awa ba natin or buhayin natin yung tao pero gulay na, wala nang pag-asa. So ano yung tamang desisyon? Now, bilang Kristiyano, ano ang tama na sinasabi ng Biblia? So, euthanasia, noong 16th at 17th century, the term began appearing in English and other European language during the Renaissance. It was used to describe as a death free from pain and suffering, often associated with medical care and terminal illness. Remember, noong 16th and 17th century, maraming plague na dumaan sa Europe at yung mga sakit na yon, of course, wala nang lunas at naging practice na patayin na lang. At from that day on, nagkaroon na ng understanding na mauna ang awa kesa naman buhayin yung taong wala ng pag-asa rin na mabuhay ng normal. But yung 21st century, the term involved to refer to intentionally act of ending person's life to relieve pain and suffering, particularly in case of terminal illness and severe quality of life concern. So, noong 21st century, ibig sabihin present time o noong modern time, naging legal na to sa mga hospital. Dati kasi it's a taboo. Yes, we decided, but hindi natin alam. Ngayon, in a practical sense, ito ay legally acceptable na. Now, yes, there are some understanding even among Christianity kung ano ang at to what level na pwede tayo mag-decide ng ganon. So, degrees and type of euthanasia. One is yung voluntary euthanasia. Conducted with explicitly consent of the patient who wishes to end his life. Example ay yung terminally ill patients with unbearable pain requested to undergo euthanasia to avoid prolonged suffering. So meron mga pasyente, especially nasa hospital na sila mismo, yung mismong yung tao mismo nagde-decide na patayin niyo na ako kasi hindi ko na kaya yung pain. especially yung may mga cancer uh, sa brains, talagang nakakamatay, yung pain na pinagdadaanan nila, sobrang sakit. And the fact na wala rin naman mangyayari, so yung mismo, may sakit mismo nagdi-decide na end my life, it's useless. So, yun po, tama po bang gawin yon? May right ba ang mismong patient to decide to kill himself? Another thing is non-voluntary euthanasia, conducted when the patient is unable to provide conscientious assent in case of comas or severe brain injuries. Ito yung sinasabi natin sa Tagalog na gulay na. Mawalan talagang pag-asa kahit mabuhay siya, other ay nabubuhay lang sa machine ng provided ng hospital, other yung comas na and wala ng pag-asa. So, nagdi-decide na, example, the family or yung legal guardian make a decision on behalf of the patient in persistent vegetative state. So, wala ng pag-asa eh. Parang binubuhay na lang siya ng medical machine or even yung brains niya, ganun na lang. So sometimes yung family ang nagdi-decide kasi wala na rin makapag-decide yung tao mismo, yung patient. So yun yung tinatawag non-voluntary euthanasia. Another form ng euthanasia, yung involuntarily. Sabi dito sa picture, uh, conduct against a patient's will or without uh, their explicit consent, often considered unethical or equate with murder. Example, a patient is euthanized without their knowledge or agreement because the third party deems their life not worthy of living. So yung iba, dahil dumadaan sa severe pain, nagdesisyon na lang yung doktor, papatayin na natin yan at wala na rin pag-asa. So yun yung sa common understanding, yun daw yung unethical na dapat gawin. Another form is yung active euthanasia. Sabi sa ating picture, yung doktor na nag-decide. Directly causing a patient's death, usually through administration of lethal substance. So, meron mga gamot sa hospital na binibigay na lang ng yung tinatawag na lethal injection. Hindi lang po sa mga may death penalty. Even sa hospital, sometimes binibigyan na yung mga patients para ma-relieve na yung suffering at namamatay na. So, it's more on physician decision o yung doctor ang nag-a-administer. So, morally acceptable ba yun? Ethically correct? And the fifth one is yung passive euthanasia. So, allows death by withholding or withdrawing life-sustaining treatment. Yung passive, yun isa, yung nauna is active. Yung doktor ang nagde-decide na patayin by using external product kagaya ng injection. But yung passive is a decision then to discontinue the life. Example is discontinuing a ventilator for a patient in a terminal condition. Either yung family or doctor ang nag-decide na wala nang pag-asa to, mamamatay na, tanggalin na natin yung mga yung one example is yung ventilator, yung nagbibigay lang ng hangin o yung nagpapatakbo ng utak o yung nagpapatakbo ng puso, inaalis na yon. And it means death. Ngunit, ano ba ang sinasabi ng Biblia? So, the ultimate standard of truth is not yung ating cultural understanding na nasa isip lang natin. Ngunit meron sinasabi ang Biblia sa lahat ng bagay. Some only in principle, especially on the issue of ethical reasoning. So here's are some of the principles. The Bible consistently upholds the sanctity of life. So sabi dito sa Genesis chapter 9 verse 6, whoever sheds the blood of man, by man shall his blood be shed, for God made man in his own image. So that time that there's very strict na hindi mo pwedeng patayin ng tao dahil gawa ng Diyos yan. In fact, in Exodus 20, well, one of the Ten Commandments that you shall not murder. So some form of euthanasia really is a direct murder, right? Iba ba ang magdidesisyon sa ating buhay o ang kamag-anak o doktor ba ang may right magdesisyon para patayin ng tao o sino po ba ang may final decision? Is si God na nagbibigay ng breath or yung mga tao? Now, compassion must never be justified. Taking life as suffering can have redemptive purpose. Sino ba nagdidesisyon dahil, of course, naaawa? Ngunit, there are times na yung iba nabubuhay pa eh. Yun yung issue ngayon. Paano kung mabuhay pa? Because there are circumstances na terminally ill o gulay na and yet nakarecover. Paano yung ganun situation? Tama ba na ang kamag-anak o ang doktor na mag-decide na patayin na lang yung tao? Sabi sa Romans chapter 5, verse 3 to 5, not only that, but we rejoice in our suffering, knowing that suffering produces endurance, endurance produces character, character produces hope, and hope does not put us to shame because God's love has been poured out in our heart through the Holy Spirit who was given us. So, may mga sakit na sometimes we need to suffer in extreme way and yet nakarecover. So during that time, of course, nagdidesisyon ng tao, patayin nyo na ako. But wait, may plan pa si God sa'yo. You will just suffer, but doesn't mean napapatayin ka ng Panginoon kasi may purpose pa sa'yo. Kaya sabi ni Albert Mohler, siya yung pinaka-head ng Southern Baptist Theological Seminary, which kung saan galing yung aking seminary sa Dubai, sabi niya is euthanasia undermines the doctrine of God's sovereignty over life and death. So nakikialam na tayo sa decision making ni God dahil the ultimate daw ng decision making is it is God who gives breath. So si God lang po ang may right na pumatay sa ibang point of view ng Christianity.